everyone, my name is Saurabh and today is the day 4 of me solving 150 questions for the next 5 months, and those questions are top 150 interview questions from LeetCode. So yes, let's see what's the question for today, and we will be solving that specific question right away from the first principle. So let's just start from the very first question. So where is the question? Where do I find this specific question? Okay, any problems in the study plan in the top 150 questions? Yes, here we are at the remove duplicates from sorted array 2. So since we have not already solved this question, so this is the first time I am seeing this specific question, and let's see what happens. Let's see what are we doing for this specific question, and let me just copy and paste this. I'm really sorry for the disturbance. I think this is my friend messaging me, but first we have to solve this specific question and then we are going to respond to the one. So what should I mean? Remove duplicates. I mean, the name of the array was removing duplicates. Yes, removing duplicates from the sorted array 2. Let me just rename it. LC remove duplicates /2.cpp, and wait a minute. Where is the question? I think I created a question now. LCRM duplicates.cpp. Yes, this is the first question we are starting with. Hash include. Let me just set up my template codes using. ये क्यों होता है? Let's see this question right away from the first principle. Let me give it again. Given an array, now sorted in non-decreasing order, remove some duplicates in place such that each unique element appears at most twice. Okay. Most twice, the relative order of elements should be kept the same. Since it's impossible to change the length of the array in some languages, you must instead have the result be placed in the first part of the array nouns. More formally, there are k elements after removing the duplicates, then the first k elements of nouns should hold the final result. It does not matter what you leave beyond the first k elements. Return k after placing the final result in the first k slots of nouns. Do not allocate extra space for another array. You must do this by modifying the input array in place with optimization 1x memory. Fine, I think. So first of all, let me explain the question. What is the question actually trying to say for the new audience? Let me do Skeletor, and let me just erase out whatsoever was in here. So I think this is we have. So what are they basically trying to say is, let's say I am being given an array which has elements, for an example 2, then 2, then 3, then let's say 4, 5, 1, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so, and we just need, this is the array, and this specific array is sorted. So I think I have written the wrong format which is being required. So the array looks somewhat like this: 1, 2, 2, and I'm gonna clear one thing, that is, at least 2 numbers should be there now. If all assertions pass, then solution will be accepted. I want to ask that can there be one occurrence? क्या उसमें सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक ही एलिमेंट हो सकता है क्या उसमें हमेशा 2 एलिमेंट होंगे कि नहीं, जैसे कि यहाँ पर है explanation 2. So 0 0 1 1 1 2. Yes, 2 could be there. So at most 1 hour I think. at most should be kept the same unique element at most twice. Yes. So what do you mean by at most twice? Yani ki there could be individual occurrences of any specific element. So I think we should take this example itself. I mean, this is a pretty good example. So let me just copy this specific example and explain you what this specific question is actually trying to say. Wait a minute. Yes. So this is the array which is being provided to us, and we have to form 0, 0. I mean the at most two occurrences of any specific number. So in here it would be 1, 1, 2 is 1, then you have 3 is 1s. So this should be the final array. And yes, we just need to return this specific array. How are we going to do this specific question? Let's see. For me, I think this should be done in the way the easy part of this question, or the first part of this question was done. It's just that we have to, if the specific element equals this and the count of the same element exceeds 2, in that scenario we are going to exit that specific algorithm. So let's see if it works or not. Alright. Num size, and what are we going to do is I will declare an integer which is have we exceeded 2 or not, right? So the exc, and initially the value of it is set to 0. Now what are we going to do is we are going to declare an index integer idx initially set to 0. We are going to run a for loop on every element. I think we have to at least go on every element. We can't do it we can't make things one-liner. So less than n. Now there are a few statements which have to be made, which is if and also I will have to do 1. The current index which we will be checking would be 1, and the execution, does it exist or not, exs, or I think we should specify it more so that it's easier for me to understand it later on. So integer exists, or how many occurrences, so I think we should name it occurs, right? So that's by far no the code. Now we are given every element. Let me take the test case which we were considering as of now. So when we went on for 2, the first element, what's happening in here is I'm storing in the idx. Currently idx points to this specific element. Now when I was on this specific element and the previous element holds what? 0. Now if this specific element is equals to 0 and the current frequency count of that specific number is we can't use the map for this specific question, or else the easier approach would have been 2 times of n, which is an approach, but we are actually using the space, so we have to solve it in the the most efficient or the best method. So we are basically keeping the track of 0. In the previous index we have 0 and the current index value points towards 0. This is the index of this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, and so on. So the index currently holds what? 1. So what value should 1 be if the element equals previous element and if it doesn't exceeds 1, right? That's our base primary condition. In that scenario the element would be itself, right? And if it equals it and it exceeds 2, right? If it exceeds 2, what are we going to do? We just need to find the occurrence of first such element which is different, right? So if my nums ith equals nums I minus of 1, if it is equal to the previous element, in that scenario we are going to do is occurs plus plus, we are going to increase the frequency of the this current occurrences or the current frequencies of the specific element, right? Wait a minute, I think I might have created, this was created but I wasn't able to find the specifics. Let leave it भाई, मैं बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं जाता हूँ. Here, if nums ith is equals to nums I minus of 1, that means if it is equals to the previous element, in that scenario we are just increasing the occurrences value, right? Perfect. Occurrences should be plus plus, and there should be one more thing, which is if occurrences, on increasing the occurrences, let's say we are on the second element, initial was 0, we are on the second element of 0, if it is equals to 0, in that scenario what we are going to do is, occurrences was increased, it's 2 right now. Let's say we are on the third element, now the occurrences is 3. Now what I want to do, since the occurrences is 3, and let me just set up base condition, if occurs is smaller than or equals to 2, if it is smaller than or equals to 2, in that scenario what is going to happen is nums ith or nums idx equals to nums ith, right? Nums idx equals to nums ith, and after this we are going to plus the index. That's right. We just move to the next element. I think that is also right. Yes. And if the occurrences are more than 2, let's say it's a 3, we just need to skip that specific element, and we are currently on that specific element that has to be replaced, right? That has to be the first element which has to be replaced. Perfect. And now we are going to check for if the current element is not equals to the previous element. Now the current element is not equals to previous element. Okay. If nums ith is not equals to nums I minus of 1, if the current element is not equals to I minus of 1, what are we going to do? If the current element is not equals to I minus of 1, we are going to set the frequency count or the occurrences count to back to 1. Okay, occurrences count to back to 1. This would be back to 1, that's the first occurrence of that specific element, and we are again going to put this specific check if the occurrences are less than or equals to 2, nums index is equals to nums ith and index plus plus. In that scenario, index plus plus. Fine. Else if nums ith is not equals to I minus of 1, in this scenario we are going to give it a check. It should be added to this specific element, and now if the new element occurs in, we don't need to give it a check, right? It has to be obvious in this scenario. idx equals my nums ith, it equals that specific element or that specific I value. I think this is good. This is correct as far as of now, and since the array is already sorted, so we don't need to sort. We are using optimization known as the space. We are actually using the occurrences to store the occurrences and index and all, and I think if ith equals 7, I think this should be submitted. Let us see. And at the end of this we just need to return the current size of this. Okay, we just need to return the current index or the currently on what element are we on. I think that's totally fine. Okay, at most 2, I think. Let us give it a few test cases. A vector in D and nums will be passed to this specific array. So let's see, let's give it a few numbers. This is what we are going to give it. This specific array, we will be allow shift V and what integer id solve not duplicates. Let's see guys, does it run or not? Okay, it's giving me the index value of 4. Okay, it's wrong. First of all, this is wrong. Your function should return k. I have 7. Okay, where have we made the mistake? Index is, if it is not equals to, okay, first of all, since we are putting it in there, so index would be added, right? Now I think it should be 7, and I want the nums array to be printed too. So let me just go for a for loop. I'm very bad at typing. My keyboard is about to come in a few days, so I have a habit of using mechanical keyboard. I'm not used to the specific laptop's keyboard, so please bear me out. Nums, I think I want every element of the specific array to be printed out. Let's see. So it is giving me out 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, and the last elements are all 3. That's not an issue. I think this is perfect. The 7 is returning, yes, I think this should give me the solution, and later on we will try to find out any way through which we can, any wrong test cases. So let me just go for the small o of n, or the smaller side, what do you call it as, the test cases from the smaller n, so will it work for the negative values too? Yes, it will work for the negative values. Will it work for grade? I mean, what was the time complexity? This is optimization 1. We are not going for any for loop inside of this specific. So I think this should get submitted. Let's see. And obviously it was a medium question, so I mean this is totally fine. And actually, can we make it work using index itself and occurrence? I mean, without storing each and every value inside of this. So are we using anywhere else? So instead of doing this, what I can do is nums dot size, and I approve tucks and tweaks in order to, let's see if one occurrence of some element, I mean time limit is the same, but the storage of occurrences and IDX could be optimized. But I think as of now the problem is solved, and thank you dear ladies and gentlemen. Also, I think this is totally fine. I mean this is great. Also at the end of the video I will tell you people a few things, that is I'm actually trying to make one project using C++, which is regarding the emergency shortest, I mean the way it's basically using the Dijikr's algorithm, and what do you call it as, the graph nodes, or I don't actually remember the terms, but it's basically using good concepts of data structures. Using those concepts, I'm trying to build, basically we are trying to be greedy, so that let's say an ambulance, and that specific ambulance wants to go from point A to point B, and on the map, let's say this is the ambulance, let's say the thing which is in my mind, let me explain to people, and I think I will be starting a series regarding this. So right away, I will be starting it today itself or maybe tomorrow. So let's see what happens, but as of now I want to tell you people that what I'm basically thinking of. So let's say an ambulance is at point A and this is the whole city, and there is certain point B. Now let's say the ambulance wants to go from A to B. Usually what happens is Google Map gives you the shortest path possible, or what happens is it basically calculates out the traffic on through the route. On this specific route, it basically calculates out the traffic and either tries to give you the parallel path which is not too far. I mean, the weights are designed as such so that the priority to the lesser distance is given. But for ambulances, the priority should be given to the time. You should be reaching from point A to the point B in the minimum time possible. And I think there is a data structure which could be applied in a specific domain. That is, if we want to reach from point A to B in the minimum time possible, not the minimum distance. Because let's say there is a highway on which maybe 60 kilometers per hour of speed is allowed, and it might take the ambulance guy 3 minutes to cover the specific highway, and this is the traffic route, and there might be congestions right now. So this specific algorithm uses the live data and updates the route map from the point A to point B, and we'll see that how we are going to implement. I will be trying to build it live and without any use of any of the models. Either let it be Claude or let it be what ChatGPT or Google Gemini. So I won't be using any of those. I will just be using pure Google, or I will be referring to a few books I have. Free PDFs I have. Also have a few books in person, so I will be referring to those specific books. Right now a few people in the industry told me that the core issue with the upcoming developers would be they would be too much dependent on the artificial intelligence. So in order to avoid that thing in the upcoming future, so I have to prepare myself for that. I have to be good at solving problems and maybe good at writing code too, which might end up making me a better engineer at the end. So yes, we will be making this specific project without the use of any AI, just pure Google, just pure before how the things would have worked. How I would have made this specific project before 2022, and I will be building it live. Let's see what happens. And I just wanted to make this specific announcement at the end of this video. And yes, let's see. I'm just a beginner. Maybe this would be my first project in C++. I have made a few, but those ones are very lame one, just in order to learn the language. Those are ones so that I could learn the language. But now I think I could implement the specific language in solving real-time problems. And I don't mean to monetize this. I won't be selling this, or I won't be using this. I will just, this is just a side project. I just want to make it. That is why I'm making it. Let's see what happens. Let's see how things go. So yes, that's all for today.